Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Durham police investigation. Officers are at the scene of a reported shooting at a nightclub on Guest Road. What we're trying to learn early this morning.
And our next weather maker brought cloud cover overnight and some chilly temperatures. I'll show you why we'll hold in the 40s all day long.
And Middle East conflict. 3 American troops have been killed after the U.S. and Israel launched a series of attacks on Iran over the weekend. The updates that we are learning into our newsroom and the effects we could feel here locally. Plenty of updates from that story we'll be diving to in just a little bit here on WRAL News. But first, we wanted to say good morning and thanks for joining us this Monday morning. I'm Chris Lovingood.
And I'm Renee Chu. Mother Nature is keeping us on our toes. Upper 70s yesterday. Today, far cry from that. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner explains the winds of change and why we're only going to be stuck in the 40s all day.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be a hard one to take. You know, it was so pretty yesterday, but yesterday our wind was coming out of the southwest. It warmed us up, and now our wind coming out of the northeast. And this time of year in particular, we see these really big swings, just depending on the wind direction. You know, we have really chilly air to our north and really warm air to our south, and it just depends on the wind direction as to what we'll see. We're seeing some cloud cover, and later this afternoon, around the time of the evening commute, there may be some light showers from the triangle area northward. We take a live look at our Gardner Tower. It looks like there are a few thin spots in the clouds, but generally today will feel pretty gray. We're looking at 40 degrees right now with a northeast wind at 9 miles per hour. It will be breezy throughout the afternoon. Looking at gusts right now in Fayetteville to 17 miles per hour, and winds are steady at about 5 to 10 miles per hour, but out of the northeast. So that's dropped our temperature in Rocky Mount to 39, 37 Roxborough and South Hill, and in the low to mid 40s around Clinton and Fayetteville. But we're just going to hold it right here in the 40s all the way through the afternoon. I'll show you why we could warm back up quickly coming up, Ken.
Elizabeth, 6:02 this morning. It's been a rather quiet start to your morning commute as we give you a live look at I-40 and Carytown Boulevard. Traffic flowing nicely in all directions, which is really good news this time of the morning. As we widen out the view, give you a look at what we can expect. You're coming in from Wake Forest, you're just looking at a 1-minute delay, but no delays whatsoever on I-40. You're coming in from Apex or Nightdale. But should that change and you're heading into your car, tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thank you. We're following breaking news. Durham police are investigating a reported shooting at a nightclub. This happened overnight on Guest Road. Ali Calabar is live at the Durham Police Department from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. And Ali, this all happened around 2 o'clock this morning.
And Renee, police were there investigating, gathering evidence for more than 2 hours. This is video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. You can see there are officers and police tape surrounding La Paranda nightclub on Guest Road. Police radio traffic indicates a person was shot inside there around 2 this morning. Now, we have reached out to police to confirm this information. This nightclub has been a hotspot, though, for crime over the past several years. The 2025 second quarter Durham crime report says it's had several incidents with firearms and fights in the parking lot. Now, we are working to find out exactly what led up to this investigation this morning, if anybody has gotten hurt or if anybody has been arrested. We are staying on top of this. Reporting live in Durham, Ali Calabar, WRAL News.
New this morning, 3 people were sent to the hospital for smoke inhalation overnight because of a house fire in Durham. The Durham Fire Department sent us this photo you're seeing of that home on Weatherly Drive. It's not too far from NC 98. Now I want to show you some video of the response from firefighters around 11 p.m. The fire department says 2 people were rescued from a window at that home and 2 other people were able to escape as well. The cause of the fire is being investigated as the Red Cross is helping the people who are living inside that home.
New developments this morning about the conflict in the Middle East. We are expecting new information from defense officials this morning after the U.S. and Israel continue strikes on Iran that began over the weekend. This has sparked escalating tensions across the region. Here's what we know this morning. The Pentagon is expected to hold a news conference this morning at 8. The Iranian Red Crescent Society has reported more than 500 deaths so far in this conflict. Iran's Supreme Security Council Secretary says Iran will not negotiate with the U.S. U.S. Central Command has confirmed 3 U.S. service members have been killed since the strikes began early Saturday morning. Another 5 have been seriously wounded. President Trump says this conflict could last 4 to 5 weeks. He also anticipates more U.S. casualties.
And sadly, there will likely be more. before it ends. That's the way it is. Likely be more, but we'll do everything possible where that won't be the case.
Iran is also striking back. An Iranian missile hit a synagogue in a central town in Israel, killing 9 people. 6 people were also hurt in a missile strike in Jerusalem. Iran has confirmed that its supreme leader was killed in the attacks. Let's go to Laura Levine now, who is following the latest developments in the WRAL Live Center. Laura, we are now hearing about an attack in the Gulf of Oman.
Yeah, Renee, we are following the minute-by-minute updates here in the WRAL Live Center, and we actually just got a new update here. 45 seconds ago, it says multiple airstrikes hit Tehran Monday afternoon. Today, of course, here. So that is something we're tracking. Obviously, this just coming in, so very limited details. I want to point your attention to what you just mentioned, though. An oil tanker attack in the Gulf of Oman, killing 1. This drone boat was carrying a bomb that struck the Marshall Islands flagged oil tanker there, again, killing 1 person on board. The state-run Oman news agency reporting the attack off the coast of Muscat, which is the capital. It said that the dead crew member was from India. Now, Iran has been threatening vessels approaching the Strait of Hormuz and is believed to have launched multiple attacks, of course. And then we have one more thing to mention here. Iran says that it targeted a U.S. aircraft that crashed in Kuwait. That is also something that we have continued to monitor. The U.S. not commenting at this time, but it says that everyone on board is in stable condition.
Yeah, there have been some videos of some of the pilots parachuting from those. Thank you, Laura. Now, one of the effects from this conflict that we're monitoring for in the United States, higher oil and gas prices. Let's go ahead and bring in Kelsey Coffey. She's live in Raleigh this morning outside a gas station. Kelsey, analysts are predicting prices to start climbing after the strikes over the weekend.
Yes, Chris, that's exactly what they were expecting. This morning, gas here at the BP station on Gorman Street in Raleigh is $2.81 a gallon. We're seeing that exact same price across the street at the Exxon. But Patrick DeHaan with Gas Buddy says this number could go up before the day is over. Here's why the strikes against Iran could impact the prices you pay at the pump. Boats will not be able to pass through the Strait of Hormuz. About 20% of the world's oil is shipped through the strait. This, according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration. And the attacks on Iran are restricting travel. DeHaan says oil prices have increased to $72 a barrel, which so far is only a $2 increase.
I would expect some sticker shock for some areas. This is not going to be an overnight massive spike, but it will be noticeable to most motorists.
And DeHaan says this situation is really like a double whammy. That's because gas prices have already risen for nearly 4 weeks straight because of factors like warmer temperatures. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
And we are tracking gas prices for you here and across the country. Now, according to AAA, the national average is $3 for a gallon of gas. North Carolina's is much lower. Our average is around $2.76 a gallon. The average in Raleigh is about $2.83 a gallon. The attacks on Iran mean that security is being stepped up at military bases across the country, including in our state. That means more ID checks and random vehicle inspections. Camp Lejeune says they will have 100% ID checks and random vehicle inspections. The base has also suspended the Trusted Traveler program. WRAL is monitoring developments all throughout the morning on the situation developing across the Middle East. You can find more on WRAL.com, in the WRAL News app, and on the WRAL YouTube page. Also, look for updates on Iran in our evening newscasts on WRAL and Fox 50 starting at 4 p.m.
We're learning more about the criminal history of the driver accused of hitting a trooper head-on in Durham, killing them both. I want to show you the scene, what it looked like on the Durham freeway early yesterday morning. The Highway Patrol says Master Trooper Stephen J. Perry and Melshawn Moore were killed in this crash. Highway Patrol says Moore was driving south in the northbound lanes of the Durham freeway before this crash, and investigators believe Moore was impaired. Now, before the crash, Moore was previously convicted on 3 DWI charges. He pleaded guilty to driving while intoxicated in Onslow County in 2009 and then spent a year in prison for a DWI conviction in Lenoir County in 2012. Then in 2017, he pleaded guilty to another DWI charge, also in Lenoir County. Highway Patrol has since released a statement of that crash. It says, quote, During this difficult time, our thoughts and prayers are with his family, friends, and fellow troopers who had the privilege of serving alongside him. We ask that you keep the entirety of his family and our patrol family in your thoughts. Coming up in less than about 10 minutes, you're going to hear from the family of Trooper Perry after the loss of their loved one.
Police in Cary are working to identify a body found inside a burned garage. The Cary Fire Department was called out to a garage fire at a townhome on Anniston Court Saturday night. After the fire was put out, first responders found someone dead inside. Investigators are working to learn more, including what started the fire. Keeping hope alive. It has been more than a month since the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. How her local community is coming together to pray for her recovery.
Plus, primary preview. Tomorrow is Election Day in North Carolina, which is why we're going to take a look at the key races we're watching in our state.
And hour-by-hour rain chances later on this afternoon and evening. A few sprinkles in just part of the viewing area. I'll show you who could see rain during the evening commute.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:13. Temperatures are in the 40s right now, but our wind is going to keep things really cool for today. We hit 70s yesterday. We'll be in the 40s all day today because of our northeasterly flow. It doesn't last too long. This next system comes through, brings us a chance of a few light showers during the evening commute, but eventually helps to shift our wind to southwesterly and warms us back up. Expect this afternoon between 3 and 5 o'clock that we'll see a few sprinkles, especially from the Triangle area northward. It's a pretty start here as we take a look toward Garner from our camera in eastern Wake County. Definitely more clouds and sun, but there's just enough of a hole in the clouds to make for that pretty color in the sky this morning. It's 40 in Durham and Raleigh, 39 in Roanoke Rapids, as well as Wilson and Rocky Mount. Out the door this morning, our temperatures are ranging from the mid-30s to around 40. So the coat, yes, probably not a hat and gloves or sunglasses. You might take your umbrella for late this afternoon into the evening. We're going to see a much cooler afternoon as we drop into the 40s. And your playground planner, okay for the next couple of days, but great Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Ken?
There's a bit of weather and traffic every 10 minutes, so I want to bring your attention to I-40 westbound, particularly there in Orange County. There's some type of incident on that particular area, and it just dissipated. Apparently, it cleared up whatever it was, causing some major delays between Irwin Road, so no need for an alternate route this morning because I-40 westbound in that area completely cleared. We'll give you a live look at I-40 and Irwin Road. We'll keep an eye on any other issues that you might be encountering on if you're heading into your car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thank you. The family of Trooper Stephen J. Perry is mourning after he was killed in a crash in Durham over the weekend. His brother Eli says Perry was a star football player, first at Riverside High, then at North Carolina Central University. The two lifted weights together and shared a fraternity at school. Eli Perry says, in short, his brother was one of the people he looked up to most in life. Perry also leaves behind an infant daughter. When she's old enough, Eli Perry says he plans to tell her everything about her dad.
I want her to know how amazing of a person that he was and how much that he loved her every day. And you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I want her to know, how great her dad was and how much that he loved her.
A service of life is being planned for Trooper Perry. He was just 30 years old.
The FBI is investigating a deadly mass shooting in Austin, Texas, and this is happening as law enforcement is trying to determine if the United States military strike against Iran inspired this attack. Law enforcement told NBC News the gunman was wearing a sweatshirt with the words "Property of Allah" on it. He was also reportedly wearing a shirt beneath it that had an Iranian flag design. The shooting happened early yesterday morning in the city's entertainment district, and at least 2 people are dead and 14 others were injured. Police also shot and killed the gunman. The FBI is investigating to see if the attack was an act of terrorism, but again, they say this investigation is still pretty early.
The Tucson, Arizona community is holding strong together more than a month after the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. You can see there's a large Bring Her Home banner outside the local NBC affiliate station, and on it, people from the area have written encouraging notes and sentiments. The 84-year-old mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie was reported missing on February 1st. As of now, authorities have not identified a suspect in the case. The Guthrie family is offering a $1 million reward for information that helps lead to Nancy. People in the Tucson community say they have been praying for Nancy and her family.
With you, and we're behind you, and we have, a lot of prayers for her, and we're here as a community, and we love her.
The Pima County Sheriff's Office confirmed that Nancy Guthrie's disappearance is still in active investigation.
Well, Election Day is tomorrow for the 2026 primary races.
Voters will decide who the Republican and Democratic nominees are in races for U.S. Senate, U.S. House, state legislature, and more.
There will be a primary election for the U.S. Senate seat that Senator Tom Tillis currently holds. Former Governor Roy Cooper is seen as the frontrunner for the Democratic nomination. And though Republican Michael Whatley has the support of President Donald Trump, well, he's in a crowded field for the GOP nomination.
The Democratic primary for the Triangle Area 4th Congressional District pits U.S. Representative Valerie Foushee against Durham County Commissioner Nida Alam. The 4th is the bluest congressional district in the state, so the winner of this primary is almost certain to win the general election. The Republican primary for the Northeastern 1st Congressional District will determine who gets a chance to unseat Democratic Representative Don Davis, the district that was redrawn by Republicans last year to give their party a better chance of winning.
Our NC Capitol team has a guide on our website that breaks down all of your voting needs, including where to vote and how to find sample ballots. Find that online at WRAL.com, and make sure you tune in tomorrow night to watch the results with WRAL News. All right, from Political Watch over to our weather forecast, just a significant shift from today.
Oh, very much so. I let my daughter know, okay, I know you were in shorts yesterday, but no shorts today because it is not going to be anywhere near 70 degrees.
It's so hard to keep up with it this time of year. Because that's a huge change. 30 degrees cooler this afternoon. So hopefully your kids get the message, because it is not going to be comfortable to be out in the shorts and T-shirts for today. Our next weather maker is the fact that the wind is coming out of the northeast now, and then eventually we're going to see some precipitation rolling through. What we see is just a little bit of light patchy rain from the Triangle area northward. But if you do have to travel into central or northern Virginia up toward D.C., you're probably going to run into a little wintry precipitation. We are likely to see rain in the mountains of North Carolina, but you get a little farther north and there's some wintry precipitation in the forecast, but we won't see it here. This is a look at Futurecast this morning. We are nice and dry, but cloudy. By about 2 or 3 in the afternoon, we begin to see some light showers. There's 7 p.m. I don't think this is going to be a big issue for the evening commute. It's going to be too light and really too late coming in. And then by midnight, it all begins to lift northward, but the clouds will stick around. The other thing that we'll see is the chilly temperatures. We're going to see breezy conditions as well. And we're looking at showers again, potentially Tuesday morning. It could be just a little bit of lingering drizzle at that point. Very little measuring in the rain gauges, anywhere from a few hundredths of an inch to about a tenth of an inch. So this is not going to be a big weather maker for us, but it will help to switch our wind direction. By tomorrow, we start to see the wind shifting, and then a fairly strong southwesterly wind on Wednesday, warming our temperatures into the 70s. We'll see 70s again Thursday, and then Friday and Saturday, the wind gets even stronger, and that pushes even more warmth in. And Friday and Saturday, we could see high temperatures in the 80s, and we'll talk about when we normally see our first 80-degree day of the year coming up. But looks like we could see it this week, that's for sure, Friday and Saturday. The weekend looks great. Don't forget, of course, Saturday night, we push our clocks forward 1 hour. And then on Sunday, we might actually see a little shower. But, it's going to be such a great looking into the week and weekend. We'll just have to, grin and bear it.
Look forward to that weekend. All right, Elizabeth, thanks. Hey, let's start outside. Give you a live look at I-40 and Carytown Boulevard. We've not had any major incidents reported on any of our major routes. So it's really been a situation where we've had relatively low to no delays whatsoever, just a 1-minute delay if you're coming in from Wake Forest, and 1 minute if you're coming in from Nightdale, if you're coming in from Apex, Durham, Garner, Johnson County, all delay-free at this hour. Really quickly, I want to tell you about a traffic alert, particularly in the downtown area. Northwest Street will be closed between St. Mary Street and Borland Avenue. Raleigh Water Services will be working on a sewer repair system in that area starting around 8 o'clock this morning.
Real estate forecast. Whether you're looking to buy or sell this spring, 5 on Your Side spoke with 20 real estate agents in our area about what the market will look like in the Triangle and beyond.
Plus, stepping away from the microphone, how a North Carolina high school broadcaster is being honored after a more than 4-decade-long career. A high school broadcasting career is coming to an end in Eastern North Carolina after more than 4 decades. Billy Woodward has broadcasted for Southwest Onslow High School in Jacksonville since 1981 and spent 45 years as a voice of the Stallions. He called 7 state championship football games, 4 of which the school won. And before his retirement, the school held a dedication ceremony for him. Woodward is now officially retired, so congrats to you, sir.
This What's Trending report is sponsored by Call Dad AC and Heating.
Celebrating the best in TV and film, and rumors swirling about a secret celebrity wedding.
Ooh, what a scandal. Ken Smith here now to talk about it and what's trending.
As Ken would say.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to the celebrity wedding in just a little bit, but the stars were out last night at the Actor Awards, formerly the SAG. The big win of the night, the movie Sinners. The movie took home Outstanding Performance by Cast in a Motion Picture. It is one of the heavy favorites heading into the Academy Awards scheduled for March 15th. Now, The Pit took home Best TV Drama Ensemble as well.
Surprise there. Harrison Ford also received a Lifetime Achievement Award for his legendary career.
Yeah. So, interesting thing coming out of the actor red carpet, a possible secret wedding between Zendaya and Tom Holland. Zendaya's stylist telling Access Hollywood the wedding, quote, already happened. It was reported last year by TMZ and People magazine. The Spider-Man co-stars were engaged.
So that came from Zendaya's stylist. Do you think that person will be her stylist for much longer after just kind of spilling that information?
No, I don't think
it depends on how happy she is with her due, so
exactly.
We'll see.
Thanks, Kim. Durham police investigation. Officers are at the scene of a reported shooting on Guest Road. What we're working to learn this morning.
Plus, Middle East conflict. 3 American troops have been killed after the U.S. and Israel launched a series of attacks on Iran over the weekend. The updates that we are learning in the newsroom and the effects we could feel locally.
And it's cloudy and cool this morning, even breezy. Later this afternoon, we'll have the potential for some showers. I'll show you who's most likely to see those.